Well, tonight's musical guest was singing at the age of 3, writing songs at the age of 9. After placing second on American Idol, she had a #1 country hit with her song Redbird. She was named one of CMT's Next Women of Country and got a standing ovation at her Grand Ole Opry debut. Now, she's finally hit the big time. She's on my show. Doesn't get any better than that. Would you please give a big Nashville welcome to HunterGirl. I mean, the first thing we've got to talk about is the name HunterGirl.
Yes.
I mean, there's a real story here, right?
Yeah, my last name is Walkanowski, 11 letters. Kindergarten was very hard for me. But the lady at the front office, Miss Carolyn, I was the only girl named Hunter in my class, and there were a few guys, and she was like, Hunter, HunterGirl, can you come to the office? And I was like, I guess that's going to be my name.
So you were named Hunter.
Yes.
But there were some guys named Hunter.
Yes, sir.
It just got easier to call you HunterGirl, and it stuck.
Yes.
But you know, what a gift from God in a way, because, I mean, that's so unique, and anyone hears HunterGirl, they know you're talking about you.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I love Miss Carolyn. Shout out.
You know, one of the things that I love about your story is that your overnight success took several years. You know, and I think sometimes people assume that, oh, she had a big break. You know, she started writing songs at 9. Then all of a sudden she was discovered and she went straight to the stage and opened for Luke Bryan. Wasn't quite that quick.
Yeah.
Girl, you worked 8 hours a night, 7 nights a week at places like Tootsie's and other places, just singing your heart out, going through the process. Did you ever want to give up?
Oh my gosh, you know, it was really, really hard. And this has been my dream since I was a kid. This is what I've always wanted to do. And I don't come from a musical family or anything. And I think I drove my family crazy just singing around the house, anything like, I just want some orange juice. But yeah, working down on Broadway 8, 12 hours days and just hoping something would work out and, you know, praying. And I was like, please give me a sign. This is what I'm supposed to do. And, you know, I'm so blessed that I got to open for Luke Bryan this summer, one of my dreams, and getting to achieve all these things. But
what a nice guy, isn't he?
Oh my gosh,
just
he
the
is
nicest guy. He really is. Yeah. If people don't know that about him, they may think he's just great, but he's one of the nicest, most down-to-earth people.
He really is.
So you finally get your break. What was the first really big break that kind of opened up the doors for you?
Oh my gosh. Honestly, I think every little step along the way, you know, learning how to play guitar and, you know, in a small town, and then moving to Nashville, big dream at 18, and getting to play all these shows and getting to play live music. You know, Nashville is where I always wanted to be, and getting to be here. And, you know, I started writing songs with veterans whenever I was 17 and still do now. And getting to see how music helps people, I think, is the biggest thing that I've enjoyed about all this in this journey, for sure.
I've read that Dolly Parton's song, Coat of Many Colors, was a big influence on you. How did that just really speak to you?
Oh my gosh, I've been the biggest fan of Dolly Parton. I live 5 minutes from my grandparents, and every time I walk in their house, it's Dolly. And just who she is and how she gives back to her community. And, you know, I love her songs and I love her artistry, but gosh, I really love her as a person. And as a little girl, I was like, I want to be like her when I grow up.
When all those years of playing in the clubs and just honing your skill, you know, I'm thinking that like the Beatles when they were in Hamburg and they were playing 10 hours a night, they didn't realize that's where they really learned to get their act together. Looking back, was that what was happening to you?
Definitely. You know, playing music and learning how to do harmonies, like all these nights where, you know, I was playing to bar stools, trying to make people listen, and I always wanted to sing my own songs, and somebody coming up at the end of the night be like, hey, like, can I hear something that you wrote? And it would just make my entire day. I remember paying $20 to park and getting paid $40 to play, and if I got a Diet Coke, I wasn't making any money. But it's...
Had to buy your own Diet Coke when you didn't play, huh?
Hey, I needed a snacky too, you know? Girls got to eat.
That's, you know, I think that's the side of this business that people don't understand. But HunterGirl, let's be honest. I mean, there are thousands of people who come to Nashville who have the same dream you do, and 1 out of 1,000, maybe, will see what you've seen, and that's to go on the stage of the Grand Ole Opry and get a standing ovation. That must have been one of the highest moments of your life.
Thank you, guys. Thank y'all. Being on the Grand Ole Opry stage, you know, I remember watching when I was growing up, listening to WSM radio, And my grandpa was there and all my family, and he's like, I waited 25 years for this. And stepping in that circle and how much it meant to me, and all the shows that nobody was at, all the times my mom and daddy were helping me bring my sound equipment across the parking lot and play a show, all those moments led to that, and I'm just really grateful they let me on that stage.
There's a song you're going to do with us tonight called Ain't About You.
Yes.
What's the background of that song?
So it was supposed to be I was worried about if I should be in Nashville, if this was my path, and it was honestly just a prayer. And I told you I worked with veterans, and I started a female veteran class in 2020 online called Trailblazers, and we'd write songs every night, and we'd had that class, and I was coming in, just worried about the future. And one of the ladies was like, I think I want to tell my story tonight. And so we sat there, and we're all in tears by the end, and the song's done, and she goes, Hunter, I appreciate you, and I don't know what I'd do without you. And, of course, I just start bawling and sit there on the floor, and all the worries. I'm like, is this what I'm supposed to do, or is this my dream? Like, am I going to make rent next week? Kind of faded away, and what music's supposed to do is help other people, and it's not about me, it's about everybody else. And that was my 45-minute conversation with Jesus, and it was the song that kept me in Nashville.
It's a beautiful song, and you're going to do it with us here tonight. Ain't
Yes,
About
sir.
You. God has given you a special gift to write songs and also to perform them. I'm not sure where the top is, but here's what I'm convinced of, Hunter. Wherever the top is, that's where you're going to be. You're on your way.
Thank you so
And
much.
we're so glad to have you here.
Thank you for
Such
having
a
me.
pleasure to have you
I
here.
appreciate you.
Well, I want to thank HunterGirl for talking with us, but, I think we've had enough talk. It's time for some music.
Well, to follow HunterGirl online, see her tour dates, and get her debut EP, Tennessee Girl, just go to Huckabee.tv. And you can also watch a digital exclusive performance of Pretty Much. Now, singing her song in honor of our veterans, Ain't About You, with Trey Corley and the Music City Connection and Mike on bass, here is HunterGirl.
You always used to smile when you held your guitar, but now it feels like a reminder that you ain't gone too far. Strumming strings used to feel like breathing, now it takes your breath away. Counting years, counting reasons why it won't work. But what if it does? What if tomorrow all those closed doors open? But if you give up, if you give in, you should know that you're not the only one who's losing. What if there's a little girl who needs a song telling her she's beautiful when the world tells her she's wrong? So before you say you're not good enough, that all your dreams are wishing dust, you call it quits, walk away and say you're through. What if it ain't about you? Comparison can kill your faith. Watching people win when you're just begging for a break. You're happy for them, you cheer them on, but the whole time you're overthinking, wondering what you're doing wrong. Are you crazy for believing in something everyone told you that you would never should have some patience. There's purpose in the way. 'Cause if you give up, if you give in, you should know that you're not the only one who's losing. What if there's a heart that needs some hope and finds it in the words that you almost never wrote? So before you say you're not good enough, that all your dreams are wishing dust, you call it quits, walk away and say you're through. What if it ain't about you? What if it ain't about you? What if it ain't about?
If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, I hope you will now. The button is just below this video, and there's a little bell next to it. If you click on those, YouTube will reluctantly start letting you know when we've got a new video uploaded.